What's up, everybody? I figure in the aftermath of UFC 304, we might as well make some matches for the winners and the losers. I'm not going to do every fighter on the card, but I'll do the ones that matter and the ones that truly interest me. Now, we'll start from the top. Belal Muhammad, he's the champion of the world now, and there's a man out there who's 18-0 with 18 finishes named Shavkat Rakhmonov. I'd love to see them fight for the belt, whether it's in Chicago, Belal's hometown, or whether Belal wants to main event 307 and get Shavkat at altitude so he can work his cardio on him, or whether it's over in Abu Dhabi. I think Belal Shavkat is the fight to make. Now to Leon Edwards. There's a fight coming up between Gilbert Burns and Sean Brady. I think, Leon, he hadn't fought either one of those guys, and I think it makes perfect sense to match Leon up with the winner of that fight. Now we'll go to the co-main slot. I'd love to see Tom Aspinall versus John Jones. We'll say the winner of John Jones and Stipe if that happens. But hopefully we don't have to sit through that and we just get Tom versus John, because that's what we want. Now Curtis Blades. That's a tough one. I think a Blades Derek Lewis rematch could make sense. I think Blades versus the winner of Gane and Volkov could also make sense. But we know how inactive Gane is. But if Volkov beats Gane, I'd like to see Volkov and Blades rematch. If Gane wins, we know he'll probably be gone for a while, and Blades will probably want to get back in there. So I think a Blades Derek Lewis rematch actually would be the fight to make right now. Now to Paddy the Baddy. Hauling hay right now. Paddy the Baddy, I'd love to see him fight either Moicano next or Dan Hooker next. If Dan loses to Gamrot, Dan and Paddy makes perfect sense. And no matter what happens with Moicano and BSD, I think you can fight Moicano versus Paddy, and everyone will have a good time and enjoy it. And it'll be a fun build-up and a fun fight. And so yeah, I think Paddy Moicano is more likely, but if Moicano gets severely knocked out, which is very possible, and Dan Hooker loses to Gamrot, who's gonna not do much damage to him, I think Hooker versus Paddy is very, very possible. So Paddy versus Hooker, Paddy versus Moicano, I'm good either way. Now to Bobby Green. Bobby, he has unfinished business with Jared Gordon. Their first fight, Jared was actually looking pretty good on the feet against him, and he deserves a bone, because no one has had worse luck than Jared Gordon lately. And so I'd love to see a rematch between Jared Gordon and Bobby Green. Now Gregory Rodriguez. He's a fun fighter. I'd like to see him versus Roman Kopylov. I think that fight makes a lot of sense right now. So I'd do Gregory Rodriguez versus Roman Kopylov. And as far as Leroy Duncan goes, I'd give him probably the loser of Kevin Holland and Chris Curtis. Then to Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen versus Yair Rodriguez. I would love to see that fight. It'd be a ton of fun, and it makes a lot of sense right now. So Yair and Arnold, I'd match them up and let them go at it. Giga, I guess Giga versus, who's a good one for him? That's a tough one. He's in a weird spot right now. Giga, Charles Jourdain. Yeah, Giga versus Charles Jourdain. That would be a fun one to see. or Giga versus Sean Woodson. I think that both of those make sense. I'm trying to think of any other fights on the card that deserve mentioning right now. Manel Cape, I don't care to ever see him fight again. I say fire him too and send him to PFL. And then Mokaev, we already know his next fight won't be in the UFC, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Apparently, he's just been acting like a maniac lately. He tricked Cape into taking a picture, then sucker punched him, and then they got into another fight. And I don't know. He's just a menace. But he's a menace outside the cage, and then in the cage, he is, pretty boring. It's funny how he doesn't keep that energy. But that's about it. Let me know in the comments if you agree with any of these matchups or what you would do. And I'm open to suggestions. But if I had the book, that's what I would do. Raw Dog out.